It may seem like summer's a long way off, but next thing you know, the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life will be here. Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is Meagan Brown. She is the Community Manager for Dubois County for the American Cancer Society. And John Wendholt, who many people know in the local area. He's a volunteer, but really, Meagan calls him a community champion.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Welcome to both of you to being here for the show. Now, it does seem like it's a long way off. Let's talk about, in June, is the American Cancer Society Relay for Life for Dubois County. When and where?
It's going to be June 17th from noon to midnight at the Jesper Middle School. And we're really hoping, because we pushed it back a little bit, that we're going to be allowed to be outside with the Indiana weather this year.
Yeah,
so.
Weather last year was just kind of weird anyway.
Raining,
so,
sunny, it went a little off and on.
So it will be great. It's going to be great weather.
Yes.
You promise.
Well, I don't know. Okay, sure, I'll promise, John. Hopefully you won't remember this.
I don't forget.
Okay, all right, great.
Like an elephant, yeah.
Now, so we're doing a show now because you're in need of, I guess, volunteers. You're looking for survivors. You're looking for teams, and you're looking for fundraising.
Absolutely. So this is really the core time where we recruit survivors to be a part of our ceremonies, to come to the survivor dinner. We do a lot of our fundraising and our sponsorship around this time. And this is really when we can get our teams together, and it seems to work out best for everybody, so they have the chance to really take part and engage in the activities and have time to fundraise for the event.
Okay, so I guess the Relay for Life is to raise money for the American Cancer Society, and that money is used for what purpose?
It's used for programs that are available locally where people with hair loss can go and collect the wigs in the area that offer it. And I think you guys you used to have two, but I know you have one available locally. Okay. Road to Recovery, where we have drivers that offer free rides for people who can't get somewhere. Our 1-800 number is local to everybody because it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. Any questions, concerns, and that's money, medically, just personally. Caregivers can call if they're having issues with people struggling. We provide free healthcare manager kits, which really help organize when you're going through treatment. They provide a lot of information, and it's easy to take to and from appointments, and it really helps with the overall process. And then two of our really big points, we do research and advocacy. In our research, we have almost $7 million in research grants going for studies on cancer just in Indiana, which is really incredible because Indiana didn't raise all that money, so we're really lucky because we get money from the outside states that come in, because we have IU and Purdue and all these other really great places that provide this research that just immediately goes to every person once they go through it. People with medications that have been discovered in Indiana that are saving lives. And then our advocacy portion, we do have Lobby Day coming up on March 7th in Indianapolis, but really the advocacy portion that we've been heavily leaning on the past few months is to raise cigarette tax in Indiana to help deter people from buying cigarettes. So we do a lot of advocacy on health insurance and tobacco and health care, and so those are our two big portions, but we do do a lot more for individuals and for local people in Dubois also.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because there is a lot of that money that does help folks in Dubois County. Now, John, you've been involved in the Relay for Life for as long as I remember. What do you enjoy the most about it?
I enjoy the people, just the talk, to see the friendship, see people from year to year. That makes you feel good. They made another year. Celebrate your birthday that's a theme that was used too. And there are a couple of years we had it on Memorial Day, which is my birthday. And didn't realize how many years it's been until here a couple of years ago at Survivor Dinner. All of a sudden they said, that long? I had to figure it on paper just to make sure. I was over 40 years.
Wow.
And I was blessed. I was really blessed. I went for a physical. I was having trouble with my knee when I got out of high school, giving out, but I just thought I pulled a muscle and I was going to be drafted, but the Army did a physical on me, and my intentions were to go to the Air Force because I love airplanes and be around airports and stuff like that. And I found out in this physical I had a tumor size of a softball that was growed onto the bone. And I went through cobalt for about 3 weeks or a month, where I had to go every day to Evansville. I had a few minor accidents there. My sister, she was driving one time, and I just was laying in the back seat and woke up, and I looked out the window. Here, this car knocks us in a spin coming out of Chandler in that little Y. At that time, there was no interstate. And I had another accident, but the guy upstairs had intentions. I was going to do something else, and I've been fortunate to see people come in the store all the way back to Revco. I talk to them to say hi and want to bark in my ear, go ahead. I say I'm there to listen. I give them a handshake and I always tell them, think positive, never give up hope, because that's the biggest thing, you know, that helped me was think positive. There's so much available, you know, and at that time there wasn't. I had no idea what I was going to go through. I had an amputation, but it took me 7 days and I was able to walk on my leg without crutches, but I thought positive.
Well, you're one of the folks then that can say, well, 40 years ago, I know how difficult it was, and now because of things like the Relay for Life,
Yeah.
you see how much, not that it's easy, but how much easier it is for folks today with cancer.
I give them that card, that phone number, and I don't know how many people have come back and said, wow, I didn't know this was available, or, you know, they make me feel good too, just listen to a second opinion. I always tell people too, if you wake up at night and think about it and want, just call it up. They're open 24 hours a day. And I've never had anybody give me a negative report on it.
Not to put you guys on the spot, but what's the number? Okay, you'll pull it out and we'll go. All right.
I think I got one.
Hopefully you got
I was going to
card.
tell her.
I know it's 1-800-227 and then John.
Something. Okay, well, and we're going to get that number for you, so that folks will have that. John's got a card somewhere there, I'm
There we
sure.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 1-800-227-2345.
Okay, 1-800-227.
2345.
And that's a number you can call.
Yes, and you can always go to cancer.org to get that number also.
Okay, yeah, Google it that way. Well, let's talk about getting teams, because the idea here is that folks get together and create a team and join in the Relay for Life, which years ago was a 24-hour event. Now it's a 12-hour event, much better. Talk about how teams get registered and who should be looking at doing a team.
Really, anybody interested in celebrating, remembering, or fighting back against cancer, anybody that knows somebody, is a caregiver or survivor, or somebody maybe that doesn't know anybody but just wants to give back. It's an opportunity to really be a part of something special. Like John said, you meet so many people and hear so many stories, and it's really a really unique experience to be a part of the Luminaria ceremony, where all of the bags are lit around the track and you can really see those who are celebrating, remembering, and fighting back, and who have been a part of ACS for a really long time. And we have our Facebook page or our website, therelayforlife.org, Dubois County Relay for Life, and it's the same on the Facebook page as well. And you can always call the 1-800 number or go to cancer.org to be directed to those. Okay. Or, I mean, you can always see John at CVS. That's what he always tells people, his blue truck outside CVS. You can always, on the website, you can get my information. If you don't have a team but you want to be a part of one, we have so many that you can join. You don't have to have a team to be a part of this. It can be an individual. It could be a whole business. Any way that you want to be involved, we can make it happen.
And one thing I've noticed in the last couple of years, it's just not an older theory that older folks have to be, involved in that. There's young kids. There's a group from a local high school. They've been there the last couple of years, and they have fun. They just enjoy it. They're fun to watch them dance when there's music playing, and they get along good.
All ages, yes.
Well, and the one thing about your teams is, I think a lot of times we think of events like this, okay, it's mostly business oriented. It's people in the office getting together and say, let's have a team. That's not the case here, because you have families, you have card clubs, I mean, just all kinds.
The Moose Lodge is a big team. I mean, anything. So I know John usually does a CVS team. I usually do a family team. I mean, we have the Jasper Engine, so it's really all different types. We have family, we have schools, businesses, anything that really you can think of.
There's a local furniture factory where I used to work at over at Ferdinand. They don't exist, but they
Still have a team.
well, I don't think anymore.
Okay.
But that's how it got me started. You know, and there's a place at Honeyburg. I just threw a hint to them, and they're going gun ho. You know, because the owner, I think, at one time had cancer. I don't know all the information, but they just been fantastic. You know.
Well, the unfortunate thing about cancer is almost everyone in some way is touched by
Yeah.
cancer. Either you yourself personally, or someone in your family, or you know of someone.
I've had
And
three
some are
people-
devastating, and some are doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always think positive. That's my theory. If you don't think positive, you know, and I was told too when I was at Wellborn Hospital, you think you got it bad, somebody else has always got it 10 times worse. You know.
Cancer doesn't discriminate. That's what we always say.
No.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to have a team, is there like a minimum they have to raise? Do they have to do fundraisers? What does it take to be a team? Do you have to have so many people on the team?
So the old rule technically was, I think it was 10 to 15 people, and every individual is supposed to raise $100.
Okay.
But the theory behind that, so we just want we's greater than me. And so when you have a team, it's easier when you have that many people if you're going to fundraise and come up with ideas. But as we've said, I mean, an individual can create a team. There is no minimum. There's no fee to sign up. But to be a part of the Hope Club and earn the Relay for Life t-shirt that we do every year, you do have to raise $100 to earn that t-shirt.
The team or an individual?
Individual.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
So each person, it's kind of your rite of passage into this season for Relay, is if you raise that $100, you get that t-shirt.
Okay. Now, we're almost out of time, so again, I want to point out, how can somebody, if they want to be a sponsor, there's businesses out there that may want to be a sponsor, or somebody wants to have a team for this year's Relay for Life in June, what should they do?
They can go to cancer.org and research or search for Du Bois County Relay, or go to relayforlife.org/Du Bois County IN, and that will take you directly to the Relay for Life website, which has teams, my information, John's information, and it gives you information on Luminaria, sponsorship, joining a team, what Relay is, when it is, and where it is.
Okay. And if worse comes to worse, call the TV station. We'll get you going in the right direction as well.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks to both of you for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
being here.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
make sure, folks, that you think positive. And the Relay for Life is coming up in June. Again, June
17th.
June 17th. It's from noon until midnight, and it'll be at the Jasper Middle School track, because the weather's going to be beautiful this year, I promise, John. And as John says, think positive. Put a team together. Be part of the American Cancer Society Relay for Life in Du Bois County, or in the county that you happen to be in. Thank you for watching WJTS. We're local people watching local people.